Hey guys, I wanted to talk a little bit about what I did to set up my financial goals for 2021. Now, as you know, this channel is really focusing on getting my life back in order, organization, management, and a big part of that has to do with finance. And so I had a powwow and I came up with 11 goals that I want to focus on. So let's just get right to it. Goal number one, have a written budget. I've already taken care of this. This took a little bit of time and effort, but thankfully a girlfriend of mine sat me down and really walked me through the different type of categories that I should have and helped me just truly understand the whole entire process. And I'm just so thankful for that because now I just have a plan in place. You can't know where you have to go unless you know exactly where you are. The second thing that I want to continue to do in 2021 is to do less. So obviously because of COVID, because of the pandemic, we obviously did a lot less in the house, and in the beginning it was hard, but then as time progressed, it actually started to feel good. It started to feel good to stay home on the weekends and not spend a lot of money. It started to feel good to just stay very local, hyper local, support local businesses and not constantly have to travel and, do all these crazy things just to be a part of it all. I'm from New York City. I'm from Queens, and that there's that big buzz. I have that buzz, that fire, that energy from within that New York City is all about. And so I always have that, what's going on this weekend. And this year, you couldn't be a part of it. You couldn't find out that new opening, that new thing that's happening. You couldn't plug in. And it sort of calmed me down a little bit and made me relax. And now that I relax, I sort of like being a homebody. And being a homebody saves you a heck of a lot of money. And so when the world opens back up again, I want to continue to just relax. I don't have to go to every single thing just because it's happening. And that's innately who I am as a New Yorker. And I'm telling you that because it's real. You go out and there's always something going on. There's always a new restaurant. There's always a new museum. There's always a new pop-up. And you always feel like, oh, that's so fun. Let's go. This is such an amazing thing. We have to be a part of it. But it's money, 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 money. We spend $500 a weekend at the drop of a dime. And that's just unrealistic. And after being part of this year, 2020, it just makes me go, why? Why did we do all of that? Yes, it was a great experience. No, it's not benefiting my family for the future. Okay, so the next thought is cash envelopes. Cash envelopes, the concept behind that is you're trying to limit your charging experience. You're trying to not charge, because when you charge, all of a sudden you're throwing 15 more things into your cart, and then we all know what happens, that blackout that occurs every time you go to Target, right? So cash envelopes you become more accountable with everything that you do. You have a budget, you have a limit, you know exactly how much you have to spend on each category, and I like that. I like that concept. It sort of gives you somewhat of a boundary. And I'm someone who needs many boundaries. So we're giving it a shot. We started 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, and I've revved it up a few different times throughout the years, and I've failed. I've given up. And so this time I said, I'm not giving up. We're giving this a go, and we're giving it a go. So everybody's actually plugged in this time. That was always my fail. I've had a lot of pushback over the years, and I feel like everybody's in this time. They all are considering it a little bit of a challenge, and I don't know, maybe because everybody's older, we're into it. The next one is all family on deck. So we are all understanding that we're in a budget. We have specific categories. We can only spend so much money every week. So, my children go out with their friends on the weekends. No, you cannot have, $30 to go out with your friends on the weekend, but how about 10? We're going to be minimizing our efforts, maximizing our efforts, minimizing the monetary funds that are being handed out. That's sort of where we are right now. And I think people are getting it. Everybody understands that we're doing this for our family. And I'm telling you, there's just no pushback this time. It just feels a lot different. Lowering our bills. This is a big one. So I've been talking about getting rid of cable. I wrote a blog post about getting rid of cable about 4 years ago. I've been wanting to get rid of cable that long. We finally agreed to get rid of cable because we can't remember the last time we put on a live channel. We are a streaming family. I have 3 children that only watch YouTube and Netflix. They don't even, if I told them put on Nickelodeon, they wouldn't even know what the Nickelodeon channel was. So it's time to finally get rid of cable, and I think that's what we're going to do. We're actually switching over our cell phone devices over to a new network today. As a matter of fact, we found such an incredible deal. I mean, we're looking at every bill and we're transferring over it. Even though we're still technically in December, it is going to just trickle over into the new year, and that's our look. We're going to look at every single bill that we can, and we're going to try to lower it and continue that throughout. Now, luckily, we don't have any car payments. Like there are a lot of things that we've already dwindled down, but there's so many things that we can just look at. We've looked at solar panels, and we have where I live, you can't put solar panels in the front of my house. I live in a village, and there's just a lot of restrictions, and so they've come and they said you only will get 25% of sunlight the way my house is. So we're looking even at energy. We're trying everything to try to see long-term how can we lower our bills, and we're doing it one at a time. This is not something that will be fixed in a month, but that's why I'm saying this is a 2021 goal. Next up, I want to say invest in myself. Now, I know this is a financial goal, but I believe investing in yourself is also something that everybody should consider. And I'm not paying for any courses. I paid for my very last course last month, and I'm not buying another course. So that is a goal of mine. No more courses. We're done with the courses. But when I say invest in myself, I do want to try to give myself a couple of hours a week where I go online and I look at YouTube videos just like this, and I hear what other people are doing, and I get inspired. There's plenty of free information on YouTube that I can lean on and I can learn from. So I do want to use my planner, which is definitely another one of my goals that I'll get to in a second. And I want to carve out time in a week to learn, but to free learn, but to learn about what other people are doing to have financial freedom and to have peace of mind and to have better organization in their house, because organization counts too. This channel is about organizing your life as a whole. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about budgeting, but really this channel is going to be about quick and easy meals. It's going to be about organizing your house. It's going to be about organizing your mental state. It's the whole about getting your life in order, because that's sort of where I am as a person. And I know there's plenty of women out there who are 100 steps ahead of me, and I'm going to lean on them. That's very important for me to do. Find the time to do that. Next goal is to work on specific goals. So I want to save $1,000 a month towards college. I want to save whatever my goal is. It has to have an end date and it has to have an amount. I want to start setting those type of goals, and I need to think about what those goals are. They have to be specific and they have to be measurable. I don't want to just say I want to save money. No. Because when you say I want to save money, that's like saying I want to lose weight. What does that mean? That means nothing. I want to save what? I want to save 10% of every paycheck that comes in. I'm a contractor, so I get 1,000 paychecks a month from all these different people. I don't even know how much money I make. It all depends on how much work I have in a month. Okay, so I don't know what my salary is. So will I save 5% of every paycheck that comes in? Will I save 10% of every paycheck that comes in? What's the specific goal? That's what I have to figure out, and I will figure that out, and I'll talk about that within a month. I'll try to figure out what my specific saving goal is that I want to do, and maybe I'll do a different one every month. Maybe 10% might be a little too hard to save for me in the beginning. We have to, I have to be flexible. I have to invest more. One of the greatest things that we did in 2020 was we took a really big chance. We took a lot of money out of our savings and we just put it all into the stock market. And it just was a very smart move. And so we want to continue doing that. We want to continue investing. And so what we want to do is have, again, a specific allocation per month that we invest. And you know, how we pick the stocks, like honestly, I'm not really that person. My husband is more that person. And so he'll probably have to own that. But what's the amount? Like, what are we going to invest a month? Or is that a thing? Or should we just say, okay, if something big comes up, we're going to jump in? That's a discussion that my husband and I have to have. But it needs to happen. We need to have an understanding about what our investment goals are this year, and they need to be defined. Our bills. So not all our bills are automatic, and I would like to look in to see if we could have more of them on automation. Like our mortgage isn't automatic. So it's weird because our mortgage money gets transferred from one account to the next to be paid out, but then it doesn't actually get paid out automatically. We have to go in and pay it out. So I want to be like, can't there be a button that just automatically pays it out? Like, why do we have to go in and pay that out? I would love to see if we could automate as much as possible in every arena. So that's another thing that by 2022, I would like to have this completely checked off. And then my very last one is I have a side hustle that I do, and I don't really talk about it. It's nothing like, it's nothing horrible. It's just a writing gig. But I would like to spend an ample amount of time. I would like to double the amount of time that I spend on that side hustle, and I would like to make that side hustle into a full-time income by the end of 2021. And I hope that if I really concentrate and I really put my effort and I really put the energy where I know it has to be, I hope that I can make that into a real income for me. So those are my financial goals for 2021. If you have any set, I would love to hear them. Leave them in the comments below. And until next time.